If there's one thing that comes through with Freddy and the Harteis Ranch, it's community and the ability to accommodate any situation for his guests. No matter what's going on, they can always guarantee you'll leave your troubles behind and take away a world-class experience.
The Harteis Ranch is my pride and joy. It is where I've created some of the most incredible memories with my father. I've learned conservation there at the ranch and really found a unique flow and be able to give back to the land way more than we take. It's been a ton of fun to be able to have incredible experiences, world-class animals, and let other people join in the adventure as well. The Harteis Ranch is a 5-star approach to elk and mule deer hunting. We've put our heart and soul into it. Between my father and I, 20 years of management and tactics and giving back to the land and taking every experience we've had around the world and bringing it into one place. And the clients we have that come in are very unique, very fun, very successful. The Harteis Ranch will accommodate any type of guest. No matter who they are, they're able to have success at the ranch because of the way we've put in ground blinds. We've put in blind turtles, and we've built water holes and been able to put in food plots in different areas. So it's made it strategically fun and creative. We can help about anyone get what they want. I have a really special guest this week. Kurt Reiser, I heard about him through a dear friend of mine, Jeff Meadley.
We're here at the Harteis Ranch, elk hunting, going for world-class elk. This is a world-class ranch, and we're going to be using a crossbow due to my health.
Jeff had mentioned Freddie. This kid is a complete fighter, just an inspiration. Someone that is going through a lot of struggle right now, and his biggest dream is to hunt elk. He's battling a tough disease. He said, "Can you help him out?" I said, "Of course, I'd love to." So we said, "You know, Kurt, I'd love to be able to treat you at the Harteis Ranch and give you one thing that you have on your bucket list that you really, really want to accomplish," and that was to kill a big bull elk. So we're on our adventure together. Kurt's being guided by my cousin Greg, who's been seasoned, been on the ranch for several seasons and is a great guide and has an incredible passion for the outdoors. And I knew those two would really merge and hit it off and have similar personalities. It was a great fit.
I'm really excited about Kurt. I like his chances. I'm happy for him that he gets to come out and experience the Harteis Ranch and go hunting.
I also was bringing Daniel into the mix, who's back on the team, which is exciting.
My cameraman slash brother-in-law slash producer.
Just tagging along.
I threw the city slicker brother-in-law out there in the mountains with those guys and said, "Hey, get some great footage, Dan and Greg, let's get them a big bull."
All right, so tonight we're staying in the Apache cabin with all these hunters. I'm pretty sure at least half of them snore. So, my life. There's no internet. There's a bathroom. It's right behind me there. The outhouse.
So we're getting ready to send Greg and Kurt out to the north end because we saw activity. We pulled the Reconyx cameras up and there's elk in there already. So we just know it's a matter of time and it's going to happen.
Going to be using a crossbow due to health reasons.
Kurt's hunting this week on the Harteis Ranch with a crossbow. He has a special permit to do so. He's got approval through the state of Colorado and the Division of Wildlife because he's lost his ability to draw a compound bow.
If I'm not going to be using a scope, I'm going to be using traditional compound sight. Makes it a little more challenging to take down the big elk.
I said, I don't want you to buy one. I want you to use the one that my dad used when he shot his last elk. He had taken it to Pennsylvania, shot it like crazy. Now it's in Colorado and he's ready to jump out there and kill an elk. That crossbow that Kurt's using, my father, his last elk was a 364-inch bull elk that he killed at 30 yards. And crossbows are amazing, they're so much fun. It's not easy to get permits in Colorado, but because of the circumstance, we have one and it should be a great week.
Just gotta be ready for the big one. Stay calm.
They don't let me play with those toys yet. Baby steps here at the Harteis Ranch. Ow, that hurt too.
That North Pond has had activity with bulls almost every freaking day that I was checking it. I believe because there's been a day or two that there hasn't been activity, they're going to be back in there.
All right.
Let's
We're
plan
going to
to do
go to
that.
the North Pond?
Yes. So, Mr. Kurt, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm super excited to be here.
Now, you've done quite a bit of hunting in your day. You're from Pennsylvania. What's the one thing you want to bring home more than anything?
A big bull elk.
I have a weird feeling we can accommodate that. Let's go get him, bud. Bull comes in. Kind of feel bad for him.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Badlands. It's all in the approach. Bear Archery. Walk among legends. Cherokee Sports. Solutions for the sportsman. Legendary Arms Works. Live legendary. Raptor Razor Knives. Revolutionizing the hunting and fishing world. Keystone Sporting Arms. Home of the Cricket, Chipmunk, and the new 722. Arms Score Ammo. Right on target, right on the price. Hollywood Hunter is also brought to you by these fine sponsors. Kirk is ready, locked, and loaded, and very excited to accomplish the dream of killing a big bull elk. But from the looks of it, Freddy might be more excited to help Kirk get it done.
Go get him.
I have a really special guest this week, Kurt Reiser. He's battling a tough disease. So we said, you know, Kurt, I'd love to be able to treat you at the Harteis Ranch and kill a big bull elk.
The recordings camera here has been showing me evidence of elk, and specifically bulls coming in here almost daily. This is one of those places that I told you, you sit here, you'll kill a big bull, and we're gonna get her done. I'm so amped up, I'm ready to go, let's do this.
The key to these stand sets and around the water holes is all about the wind. I mean, elk hunting is 100% a wind game, and right now it seems to be in our favor.
This turtle, I think is totally awesome. It gets us up off the ground. It's pretty much self-contained, so there's very little body scent.
Okay, so we got Kurt and Greg and the blind turtle. This place is incredible. I'll tell you, these blind turtles work not only in the east, but they work in the west. They're some of the best blinds in the business. We're gonna smoke one out of there. I got Josh up here in the nosebleed stand about 35 feet. I've never been winded up in this stand. Great place to film.
So the first night of the hunt, we were anticipating a lot. All we saw was mule deer, and just didn't work out with the elk, but hey, we'll chalk that one up for a night of experience and having fun in the outdoors.
What do you think, buddy? You ready? I'm born ready. Today's the day. I'm telling you. What a beautiful morning. Calm, crisp. We're gonna see some elk.
Now we're off the next day for a little bit of a hike. We can only sit in the blind or on the ground for so long, we gotta get moving. And with elk hunting, what we typically do on the ranch is in the mornings, we hunt aggressively on foot.
So we're heading to the top of this summit. Got a big bowl area and there's a pond. These elk hang out quite often. My goal is to identify what's in here. If nothing else, if they're already in the trees, get them bugling. Then from there, we'll check the wind. May have a place where we could kill one tonight right here.
And in the evening, we're gonna sit on water, because this time of the year, it's still quite warm, and they're gonna need to get a drink. I was really impressed with Kurt. He was going up and down those hills just as quickly as I was, and enjoying every minute of it. I loved looking back and seeing him smile and just enjoying nature at its best.
Without an elk, wind is everything. If we can keep that in their face and them in front of us, we got them.
We're hunting early in the season where the elk aren't really aggressive yet. They're responding on occasion, but you're not going to be calling them in typically. You got to intercept them if you're going to get on them. We weren't getting a lot of activity. We were hearing them a little bit here and there, but it was very difficult to close the gap. So now I have Kurt and Greg going back out.
Feeling great, ready to do this. Anxious, nervous, everything amped up. I'm ready to kill a big bull.
The wind keeps changing direction on us, and we need to have the wind in our control. We plan on the elk coming in kind of from the east, so we want to make sure that the wind is out of the south or even out of the east.
These guys are hunting out of the turtle blind, which we love. We have them positioned throughout the ranch, and they're great blinds that you can kind of pop up and get out there in the elements and enjoy the hunt no matter what seems to be blowing in, if it's rain or hail or whatever it may be, and they're pretty airtight and sealed. They work great. We have them strategically placed along these ponds, and as you may have seen in the past, we do pretty well hunting elk out of them as well.
We got the wind coming right to our face. We got a great watering hole. It's a little bit warm, so hopefully it'll cool down and they'll come in for a drink.
Nothing comes in that night. Obviously, I'm a realist. I understand hunting. It's all about the hunt, not the kill. And I know we're gonna get it, but the bottom line is it's hot as ever. We're starting to get some bad winds that are gusting a little different directions. It makes us have to switch up the game because the elk aren't responding the way they usually do. Third day of the hunt, Kurt and I hike up and down the canyon, get down in there.
I want to creep up here and look down into that meadow because there could be elk right here. We're going to drop down into Banderito into that top because they're in there. Yeah, it's a big bull. That's a good bull.
We couldn't even creep in on them. The wind was shifting a little bit and it was very hot. It was so hot that they weren't even moving until they had to. We hiked down into the canyon and find a group of cows. We had to keep our distance or they were gonna bust out of there.
It never fails and always seems to be a waiting game with hunting. But this is the time when folks hunting with the Hollywood Hunter learn the most about the land, the animals, and the art of the kill. So listen up, hunters.
We just saw a group of cows and bull.
We couldn't even creep in on them. The wind was shifting a little bit and it was very hot. It was so hot that they weren't even moving until they had to. We hiked down into the canyon. We had to keep our distance or they were gonna bust out of there.
But we can't get on them the way the wind is. Better let them go. We're gonna work our way to the north.
If it wasn't happening, I started making phone calls. I called my head guide and right-hand man, Steve Hager, and said, hey bro, we need to figure something out here. Am I doing something wrong? And he said, Freddie, I've called my guys in Wyoming and Montana and Utah. This is the lowest kill rate up until the second week of September they've seen in years for elk. And it's just because of weather and a lot of different factors.
Kurt's keeping the faith. We're seeing elk. We're just not getting close. Must be your guide. Must be your guide. It's me.
We're gonna fight for this and we're gonna make it happen one way or another.
So here we got a situation where the trail cam is in the middle of the pond. We're gonna have Travis here go in and retrieve her.
I don't know how I got into this. Tell me if you see any snakes.
It was so great to see Travis go in there in the pond and grab that camera. Great job.
I'm so glad you came along. I would have been throwing sticks at it to get it across the water.
Lo and behold, we opened it up. Not only did it work, but we saw footage of some great elk that we knew were in the area.
And the reconics is still working after it's been submerged for probably about, a full day.
Kurt and I are hiking around, trying to make some things happen. A few days have gone by and I'm a little frustrated because I'm realizing the winds are shifting west and it's making it very difficult to hunt. It's just not coming together. I just knew that we just had to persist. So we get to the top of the mountain and we glass And I'd be darned.
We got a nice 6-point bull that just bought across the valley here. He's feeding, he's by himself, which means he's very receptible to call.
And we got to figure out how in the world to get to him. We had about a mile hike yet to go. He turned and veered to the right, and I knew we weren't going to be able to cut him off with the way the wind was. We just can't cut that distance.
This is ridiculous.
I was just frustrated because the weather and the conditions were so poor that even on the Harteis Ranch it wasn't coming together. So the hunt's coming to an end. I'll tell you, I really feel crushed. I think I feel more crushed than even Kurt himself. Kurt just has a heart of gold. He's just such a class act and great guy and very hopeful for the future and be able to conquer this disease he's fighting. And every day he'd be up early, big smile on his face, excited to get out there. And I said, you're gonna fight through this next year and beat this disease, and you're gonna come back and you're gonna kill a bull this next year with me. Part of the joy is being able to give other people that experience. So between Kurt and Travis and Greg and I, we had a great week and just couldn't pull it off, but we have something to look forward to next year. I had a few days to be able to catch up at the ranch, get things organized, and didn't have clients come in for several days. And I couldn't believe it, but it almost switched overnight. A couple days after Kurt had left, all of a sudden I saw a whole big herd of elk move down into the valley.
There are bulls everywhere this morning, go figure.
I'm glassing across the road, and before you know it, I see one of the biggest elk I ever saw in my life.
I see Mr. Jumbo. That bull, we want to name Jumbo because he's a big bull.
He is an absolutely ginormous animal. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I thought bringing Kurt in early, he would have had the best opportunities, and now all of a sudden, all these elk are starting to pile in after he had left. I felt horrible, and I knew I only had a few days for myself to hunt this whole season.
Mr. Jumbo.
Badlands. It's all in the approach. Bear Archery. Walk among legends. Cherokee Sports. Solutions for the sportsman. Trophy Ridge Sights. The fierce science of dead certain accuracy.
Blind Turtle. The best in high-value hunting blinds.
Ripcord Ace. The #1 fall-away arrow rest. Buck Forage. The preferred forage for wildlife.
Hollywood Hunter is also brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Well, the hunt is not over for Kurt, and don't be surprised when you see this young man walk away with a big bull elk in the future. But now it's time for the Hollywood Hunter to take aim and bag a prize for this episode.
We're continually checking the trail cameras, and camera after camera after camera. Bang, there he is. I have the biggest elk I think I've ever seen on the ranch just step foot on the place. He crossed the road, he's on the property. I said, oh my gosh, I gotta go try to get him with a bow. The hunt's on. I have a tag that took 3 years to get for a muzzleloader. Get this, I cash in my 3-year muzzleloader tag for an over-the-counter archery tag because I only had 3 days to hunt and the muzzleloader didn't start till next week. Oh my God!
Are you kidding me?
I run into our dear friend Bob Holder, who's local game warden. He thinks I'm crazy as well.
My name is Bob Holder. I'm the district wildlife manager, the game warden. I've known Freddy for years since his dad purchased this ranch.
Holy mackerel,
That's amazing.
Is it possible to at some point?
He was thinking about switching out a muzzleloader tag. Those are pretty coveted tags.
I'm doing what I'm most excited about, and that is hunting elk.
Whew, it's warm out here. That means these big bulls are going to want to come to water even though it's still early in the season.
I was excited. The wind was turning, now more of an east wind, and that was great for us. We're going to be hunting one of the water holes. I knew that bull was laying up on the hillside where he was going to come down and get a drink, and we snuck in there that night early, knowing that it was probably going to happen. And the time would go the next hour, and 2 and 3 and 4 hours, and about the last hour before dark, all of a sudden we heard another bugle up on the hill. I knew from that bugle, that distinct bugle, that it was him.
One of the cows caught a little bit of a whiff, and I thought, game over. But you circle back around.
And he had worked down, you hear him get closer and closer and closer until you saw the cows starting to filter out and come right to us. And at that point, I felt the wind blow right from the back of my ear, and the wind just missed him. I knew he was on his way. What's so awesome is when he stepped foot out, he was bigger than I thought. And come into the water, this is where you have to really be patient. I mean, for the perfect situation, a quartering away shot, so you can place a great shot under all that pressure, and now it was just a waiting game for that perfect opportunity. And he wandered through there and kicked all the cows out, went to the edge of the dam and turned broadside quartering, and I said, here's my chance. Put an awesome shot on him, center punched him quartering away, and he took off, and I just knew for sure he wasn't gonna go far.
Perfect shot.
We were hunting Big Fred's pond, and it's always special to hunt that stand, and to shoot that bull on his birthday, it just helps create another good memory on a day that's sad and tragic.
I can't thank Bear Archery enough. The best bows I've ever shot in my life. This new arena, absolutely amazing. Who would have thought season 6 Hollywood Hunter, we'd be bringing down a monster like this? This is awesome! I'm so excited.
Closed captioning has been brought to you by Bear Archery.
We make the best out of every situation. I would have wished that Kurt would have got Mr. Jumbo. We didn't get it together, but I know this kid's gonna fight another year to be back with us. We're gonna chalk this one up for experience.
I don't know anybody out there who actually names the elk they're going for. This is all I've heard Freddy talk about. You can't help but appreciate the journey between a man and his goal with hunting, that triumph. When you reach your goal with how hard you've worked for something that you want so bad, that's something we all can relate to.